What's going on, folks? My name is Matthew, aka EZBOT, live hardware electronic music made for you fresh. Today I wanted to talk a bit about keeping kind of like a minimal setup, trying to stay focused on particular pieces of equipment. So we're gonna be working with the Labyrinth, which I have in an IntelliGel 62 HP case, and I'm running that into my interface, which is running it anywhere I need it to go, but it's running it back into my Digitact. What else we have here is the Digatone 2, which I love to death, and we have Octatrack Mark II. But what we want to focus on today is the Labyrinth and sampling it into my Digitact 2. And that's already what this sound is right here. And what I love about it is that it just makes these great rhythms like this, and we can just grab them and throw them into the Digitact. This is like my opinion of my workflow in general. If you're gonna do hardware electronic music, you need to have a good sampler. And what you wanna do is sample your instruments in your studio and then put them in your sampler, and then you can mess with them from there. But if you don't have a sampler, then you're just making sounds and they just kind of go away. That being said, you gotta pick one that's good for you. I love using the Digitact 2 now that it's just samples in stereo. This is a great sampler to use. I also like using the MA Tracker. The Polygon stuff is great for that. MPC stuff is great for that. And so I like to write a lot of music so that I have a lot to choose from, and often my workflow has been writing new songs. I keep adding them to the existing set until I have like tons and tons and tons of music, and then I select tracks and build a set around that. I really like a minimal style sound, being able to do improv stuff where I get to kind of like make a pattern stretch for as long as possible. It's hard to improv on other genres. Some genres don't let you do that. I grab the Moog Labyrinth for generating fun patterns. You can also use it as a device to play live. So I'm gonna mess around with this. We're gonna play with the Happy Nerding Effects Aid, which is the only effect that I have here, but we also have reverb and delay and chorus on the Digitact itself, so we have some additional effects. Yes. So if I record this, I could do that. I could have it fade in and out. Let's record it. 2 bars. I guess a lot of the cool sounds were the actual effects on the Digitact itself, which is just fine. That's fine. We'll add those. I think that works. Let's save it. That's a cool sound. Triggered for 16 steps. We could use a filter to do it. That'd actually probably sound really nice if the filter just opened and closed. Multi-mode. Set this real slow. Close the filter. Let this open it. That's a nice move. That's a nice sound. Super sick. Good it sounds. This is Labyrinth doing bass lines. Okay. We gotta design our own patch from scratch here, I think. We don't need it to be poly, make it mono legato. I think that'd be cool. We have an LFO move that, like an envelope to it, basically. So we'll use retrig mode, trig, and I'll use the shape of an envelope, and then we'll mess with this to see how we want to get that in. What? Sometimes I'm just like, do I know what I'm doing? Right now it sounds like I do, but I didn't feel like I did for a second. We made this patch from scratch in 2 seconds on the Digitone. Sounds great. Oh, listen how nasty that sounds. I guess you don't always need to sample. Maybe I'm wrong. That is fun. I don't have to know anything at all to have a good time doing that. That seems too easy. Every time that I sit down with this, no matter where I put the labyrinth and what case I choose to put it into, I just need to know a little bit. Just a little bit, just enough to get this thing like kind of tuned in terms of rhythm, but most of the sounds sound good. And then the rest of it's just kind of a piece of cake. Let me talk a little bit about this workflow that I have going on over here and something I need to continue on. So we have this bass line. It's a super simple thing, but it does sound really good, and it actually has a bit of an analog timbre to it, which is not always easy to achieve on a digital synthesizer or an FM based synthesizer. Sounds great, but what we need is a second version of the bass line. So I'm actually going to copy the track sequence. My workflow is when one row plays, the other row doesn't play, specifically for techno production. So the bass line is happening here. So what we want to do is take that, go here, paste it, go back up here, copy the sequence, go here and paste it. And now we're gonna iteratively change this one. So maybe we remove a step, maybe add a step, and then add some more notes. The reverbs in the Happy Nerding FX8 are outrageous. Listen to that. Simple module. I have 3 of these things. We totally have to duck this to the kick here. Let's do it. So let's go function, compressor, routing, and take everything out of the compressor, only route the incoming audio, and then actually go to the compressor, and let's target track 1 for our sidechain source, and then we'll mess with this and try and make it sound nice. Wow, that's nasty. Ah, yeah! I want to test something. Hell yeah. Every single time that I bring the labyrinth out, this little micro case, it's so simple. It's just the labyrinth and an effects processor, a multi-effect that I can move between. Ridiculous. What a fun jam today. This has been awesome. It's actually turned out really great. I might have to chop this into like something and throw it on SoundCloud. I don't know. I might want to listen to this again. That was pretty cool. There's really something special about polymetric sequencing and kind of just like random generated triggers in scale that just let you have so much fun. Techno production was something that I had zero interest in 10 years ago. Absolutely none. Because I had this preconceived notion that it was something that it wasn't. I didn't understand what it was, let's put it that way. And now that I've gotten into this place where I do understand it and I enjoy creating impacts and creating drama and the sound design of it and finding these like weird rhythms and these weird tonalities that are just so unnatural but really interesting to listen to, especially in stereo with some good effects. I really enjoy the whole concept of the production. It's not something that I can build on my own with just me and an electric guitar. Even if I have a looper pedal and I'm well versed in a looper pedal, I can't create as much drama as I can with a couple of Electron boxes and a little semi-modular synth. There's some affiliate links down in the description below if you want to buy some gear, no extra extra cost to you. They throw me a couple of bucks for you doing that, and it helps put food on the table and buy us diapers, stuff like that. And I would appreciate it big time. Otherwise, I'll see you all next time. Thanks for hanging out.